Okay, we should be back, I think, mostly. I'm not going to switch on the art hand. I'm not going to switch on the art hand. Minimize that. Back. Put my reference over here again. Okay. Da-da-da-dum. Okay, we've almost got everything restored, hopefully. Hopefully. I do not know why my computer just crashed. Like, just froze completely. So, for the folk on YouTube, sadly, I don't think I'll be able to recover that stream, because it looks like it already said end stream, because I had the automatically end thing selected. But okay, it's fine, it's fine. There we go, there we go. Come on, come on, we're almost back, we're almost back. Come on, chat box, you live over there. There we go. Oh, okay. Almost there, almost there. Just restoring everything after having to do the brutal reboot. There we go. Okay. Let me just quickly make a post accordingly. Let me just make another post accordingly. Retrying without the art hand on Twitch only. Unfortunately, yeah, the YT link has closed. Come on, grab all of it. There we go, copy. Alright, this was on which platform now? This was X. Okay, so on Blue Sky, same thing. Grab it. Quote. Paste. Post. There we go. Madness. It's never simple. Why is it never simple? Well, it's also probably because this is the first stream since the OS switch, which also doesn't help. So, I discovered the reason why I was not able to upgrade to Windows 11 was because of a tick box in my BIOS. So I have enabled that one thing, and now it let me actually do the update, which is tragically necessary because support MOS ends in October for 10. And I'm still busy debugging things. And I really, really, really hope that my machine now has actually got enough processing power for all of the things that I need it to do. That is my number one fear, is does my machine actually have the processing power for all of the things that I need it to do? Now we try this again. If this line also fails, okay, that line did not fail. Yay. That line did not fail. Okay. Let's get this to flow nicely. Now, this is a French style, so it's going over the top, not beneath. Go, there we go. There we go, there we go. And let's rotate this because that is gross looking. Something like that. Okay. Okay. That should do the trick. That should do the trick. All right. Now this should be our temporary that does not have outlines, yes. So something like that for a start. Get rid of the excess. There we go. Now I'm just outlining here briefly because I am probably going to want to avoid accidentally filling over that. And making a mess that I would regret. Okay. Then over here, we do the same. Close that up. Now what I want to do here quickly is just come to our inks over here, clean that, and by our bangs over here, clean that. Okay. Okay. Hide that for a second. Add down here another layer, call this one hair. Okay, then over here. let's grab this. Copy. Paste. Merge down. Transfer down. Okay, grab that. Here we go. Okay. Copy that. Paste that there. Delete everything we don't need. Almost there. There we go. Okay. Lock that opacity. Grab that color. All right. There we go. All right. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Okay, I think it's time for a sip of coffee after that madness. Oi, 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 oi. It's totally time for a sip of coffee after that madness. Where? Okay. Everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and take a sip. This is already room temperature. I'm getting rid of it all in one go. Okay, here we go. Oh, necessary. All right. Save button is in order. I need a jacket. Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's cold. It's cold. Yeah. Let me just check that the world isn't burning. Let me check over here very quickly. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. The next thing we need to do is gonna be delete. Here, up here. Now, we know we have a sort of a French braid thing going on, which is going to align to there. That's gonna look something like that. Okay, now we need to also think of what we can do for a hairpiece. All right, something like that. Now we need to come up with a design for a hairpiece. It needs to be delicate and pretty. Maybe something where it folds over like that. What was that about? Really? Why were you reloading? Weird. Okay. Um, something like so. Maybe. Something like that. Looks plenty fancy, I think. Okay, let's go. Dive straight in. These should all be multiplies so that I don't get confused about opacity. Not behaving the way I expected to. Was there anything else on this temporary layer? No, so I can clear it safely. Try that again. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I don't think the music is audible on our end. Okay, why is that? It's because something happened weird. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Sai. It's because why? It has decided to put everything on defaults, and it should be on cable B. OBS did not like my updates. OBS did not like my updates at all. Ugh. So you should now have something. You should now have something. Fixed. Lovely. That's good to know. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hope you are doing all right today, Sai. Doing all right. Won't be able to stick around, unfortunately. Field is equals. I see, I see. Best of luck out in the field. But thank you for dropping by for the brief moment you were able. I appreciate it. Let me just hide the base for a second here. Thanking me, no you. Aww. No, I really appreciate you spending time with me. I appreciate it a lot. Time is something that is on a premium, and I do not want to undervalue the time that people decide to spend with me. Because there are a great many ways that one can spend their few minutes of free time on the internet. And that one decides to choose it, when that one decides to spend it with little old me, that is something special, so thank you. Oh. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Ribbon. in place. Lovely. That can now join for wings. There we go. Next section. Okay. Is the actual braid itself. So let's do this. Let me do it from this side. What a throwback. Classic vocaloid song. The vocals are pretty basic, but the instrumental really makes it. Yeah, no. Sometimes the marvel of a good piece of music is in its simplicity. Like, it's not overproduced. It is very simple. You could sing it a cappella and it still holds its own without any harmonies on top of it. It's solid. Even instrumental line consists of very basic instruments, but it is straightforward and melodious and functional. And you know what? Sometimes that's great. Like, we have gotten used to nowadays a very specific sound, I think. In terms of what we expect music to sound like, especially in this genre. And sometimes it can be a little bit much. Like, sometimes you just want to hear the voice, you know? In its basic form. Complexity isn't always necessary, you know? She says while busy drawing a really complicated hairstyle. But in the context, this is actually pretty simple. In the context where this would apply. Okay, that works. Oh, okay. Next. It's going to come down. And then that one. Like that. Okay. Hide you. Hide you. Right. Now, into the hair layer. Grab that color. Go. Okay. Now we grab that and just add there into that one. There we go. Whew. Now let's grab that. And our slightly darker hue. And our highlight color. Undo. There we go. Grab highlight color again. Grab darker hue again. Here we go. Silver. Now, do I actually need these lines on these dots? I don't think I do. Because why? They're actually obscuring what's happening here. And in the case of the reference, clarity is the most important point. And this is a reference, so clarity is really important. But I can do better than that. I can do better than that. Good grief. Let's try that again. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4, 2. There we go. Apply the silver. Where's our dark purple? Show the silver again, like so. Gold. Okay, and then back to the silver. That. go. Right, that will probably do the trick. Probably. Okay, now, what's our temporary lines there? Those can merge down. Okay, then over here we need, that one can go away. We need our temporary line to be on a vector. Control point. Move. Delete a bunch of view. Move view. That'll do. Delete one of you, one of you, one of you. Bunch of you. And view. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. And just pull this out. Hide the concept, hide the base. Add one. Okay. Delete you and you and you and you and you. Move. There we go. Delete 1 and 2. Move. Delete 1, 2. Move you like so. Okay. Over here, delete bunch. view. Let me get rid of a couple of extras. Whose tapered don't actually add anything of value to this curve. Okay, get rid of you. Then up here, it's you guys. Okay. Review. Okay, hide that, because I now no longer require it. And get rid of you guys so that I don't have a tangent. Over here. Clear that patch because I don't need it. Clear that because I don't need it. Clear that because I don't need it. Clear that because I don't need it. Hide both of those. Select. And here, clear that. And clear that. There we go. And now we grab our hair color. Transform that down to our such ways one. Undo. Okay. And up here, get rid of that because we don't need it. Get rid of that because we don't need it. And approximately like so. We'll have that edge. Mm-hmm. Something along those lines. That'll do the trick. Then fill and fill. And fill and fill. Just to make sure, grab all of that. Those are edges. There we go. Lock opacity, grab that one. There we are. Flip. Just want to get this arc smoother here. That'll do. That'll do, that'll do. Okay. Okay. So pre-render for texture and for getting the gold to actually read like gold. We're pretty much there. Still deciding now if I'm going to what's going on here. I've got bits of rib line showing through here. That won't do. That won't do at all. There we go. That fixes that issue. Artifacts, man. Artifacts. And then I need to do the embroidery still. I'm feeling better now that I've got the hair in place on this dress at least. So let's hit the save button. That's maybe a good idea right about now. Hitting the save button. Okay, that should do. That should do. I think it's time for another hydrate. So everyone acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage and take a sip. I'm just gonna go quickly to YouTube and make sure that the failed stream is unarchived. Editing studio. Details. Visibility. Private. Done. Save. I can come back and delete it later, but that is the fastest way of dealing with it. Okay. Now I need to decide, are we going to leave the inks on the outside of the diamond studs, or whatever these silver things are? Leave it to individual interpretation, I suppose. Outlined over here, or are we going to do unoutlined like on the ribbon? I'm thinking unoutlined because it gives me a bit more, it gives a little bit more room. For the color to actually be visible than with the black outlines on the back that dark. Let's just soften this. There we go, there we go. And I think I've got an artifact over here. Looks like it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Right. So now I'm a little bit more happy that I can actually see what's going on there. So now, the next thing that needs to happen... Teo! Hello, hello! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in, everyone! Hello, my name is Harrier Citadel, avian alien, sentinel, VTuber, perpetrator of creative chaos, and general maker of things, and it's great to see you all here. Teo, how was stream? How was stream? Oh man. How was stream? It's good to see you. Just a fair warning, I've just seen something flash up on my screen to say that it's about a minute till ad break. So, Pixel One, it was fun. Ooh, fun. Ah yes, today is Thursday. Today is Thursday, yes? Yes? Yes. So it was community day for you, wasn't it? If I'm remembering correctly. Nightingale, thank you so much for the follow. And I've got something weird going on with my audio for some obscure reason. Let's just figuring out what's going on. Napoleon Live, hello, welcome in. I don't know why, but it thinks that my headphones, it thinks that my other monitor is my headphones for some obscure reason. I don't know why. Eek. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But it's good to see you all. I hope you guys are doing well. We are currently doing a reference sheet for a original character belonging to Zany. And this is for a formal dress version, and we're almost done with version 1. We've just got to do some embroidery. And then do some rudimentary shading and detailing so that we can identify materials and textures, and then we will be able to move on to dress number 2 because there are 2 of them. But it is a pleasure to have you guys joining us today. Here we are in the vein of comfy, productive vibes. I'm presently recovering a bit from a sore throat, so I apologize if I sound a little bit bleh. But it is an absolute joy to have you guys join me today. I had things crash and burn so many times earlier in stream. Oh my word. I did my first brush stroke on this thing today, and my entire computer just froze so badly. I don't even know what it was that broke it, but it's like, okay, close everything, hard reboot, because not even Control Alt Delete was helping. Ish, it was ish. Trixie, start to the day. Trixie, start to the day. But hey, we're surviving, we're thriving, we're doing the thing. And we've made good progress. She did not have hair when we started the stream an hour and a quarter ago. So all in all, we've gotten pretty far. I was going to do embroidery next, which means I need this thing open. I need this thing. Where are you? Yeah, in this folder, in Zany's folder. Wait for it to get there, because at this level in the file explorer, it always hangs. That is not where I want to be. I want to be in... I need to, at some point, make a 00 folder in there and just call it references. Okay. So what we're going to do for a start is we are going to trace this. And for a start, what we're going to do is we're going to put a ruler in, and this is going to be a symmetry ruler. Come on. Symmetry ruler, yes. Okay. Put that in like so. Okay. Let's see. Just trying to decode what I've got going on here so that every time I need to draw this thing, I am not doing battle with not knowing what I'm looking at. There we go. Erase, 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 erase. Of course it would not erase the same way on either side. There we go. Come on, come on. There we go, there we go. Nope, 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 nope. That ain't gonna fly, that ain't gonna fly. What's this? Width 20 is not it. Let's go with 6. Nope, that was also not it. Let's go with 4. 4 is closer to the right number. Now we just need to put it in the right place. There we go. There we go. Was that risotto right here? Yes, it was. It was indeed. We had Medusa's Masquerade playing like right at the beginning of stream. Take 1. And that was a vibe. But no, I'm not... I love his music. Yeah, he's got some really good ones. Like, I'm not a fan of everything, but what can I say? There are some that are just an absolute vibe. I haven't heard that yet. That one is Zilgin Joka, which is one of the new debuts from the new wave by The Beat. That one is also really, really good. If you'd like, I can hunt through my playlist quickly and see if I can find it again. I don't see a problem with that. Maybe. I saw a post about it. Yeah. I'm down? Okay, then let's do just that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to do it this way. Come on, let me just get this on top. There we go. Recently played. Let me go. Add to queue. And you know what? Let's Summer throw satellite in that mix as well, because that's why not. Add to queue. There we go. Also, what is the overlay you use for music? Let me just find it again. It is my now playing thing is from let me just find it. It's in I've got it in a scratch pad so that I can find my resources that I use again. Resources, this is scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. That's the multi-streaming one. Is it still in here? Should be. It's in one of 2 channels. Let me just grab it. Scroll up even more, even more, even more. Surely, surely, surely. It's got to be up here somewhere. Come on. Can I find it, please? Should be here. It should be here. Just a second, just a second. Come on. That isn't it. That isn't it either. Okay, go this way. I should have it in my bookmarks. Stream. Come on, come on. Or is it here? Come on, come on. I should have this thing. I should have this. I should have this. Come on. It can't be this hard to find again, surely. Okay, I know where to go looking for it then. Okay. I know where to go looking for it. I'll tell you in a second. It's okay, no rush. No, almost got it. Come on. Why have you got... Windows 10 stop being... 11 stop being a pain in the butt. Come on. Okay. Stop. Copy link address. Okay. So here it is. This is music OBS widget. Paste. It should have sent, hopefully. Hopefully. Let me just put the resource in my resources pile as well. OBS music widget. Good grief, that's a long link. Sus. I should have just... Hold up, hold up. Let me just give you guys a clean link, because that is ugly. Copy. Let me give you a clean link, because that is just ugly. Paste. Edit. Sus. Okay. Close that. Now, how in the blazes do I get rid of this thing? Why? Go away. Go away. I do not want multiple desktops. Gah! Stupid thing. Okay. Okay. Blah. Cool. Thank you so much. I will look to get this edited. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, it's a really nice one, and it's super easy to set up, super customizable. And overall, a decent piece of kit. Okay, now at this point, the mirror stops being functional, so nope, this last line I'm going to put on the mirror. Undo, move control point. There we go. Let's do it that way. Erase you, erase you. Zoom in. There we go. There we go. There we go. And then. Something like that. Now this version is going to be the embroidery version, which means that I'm going to do something despicable with the line work. Because why? I need to get all of the depth information on this dragon in monochrome. Undo, undo, undo. Undo, undo, undo. go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. Now lastly, I need, I'm going to just add one more line at the top here. Really? Of course you would. Delete, move, shift down. There we go. If I hide that, we should now have something like that. Undo, 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 because I keep making the same stupid mistake of forgetting to leave the symmetry ruler on. That is not it. That's also not it. Let's see. We want this angle to be sort of following that curve. You guys can't see it really, because I have not got my art hand applied at the moment because I'm scared it's going to crash my machine again. The art hand is really nice, but it uses up so much of my GPU, which when you're doing art, you really can't afford to do stuff that freezes up your GPU. Okay, there we go. That'll do. So, file, save as. This is going to be a clip file. Dragon motif. File type, Clip Studio format. Save. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Copy. Let's call this dragon embroidery there. Copy. Paste. Okay, so now we've got our dragon. And now we can position it, warp deform it, and do the thing. Okay, so scale-wise, it's not far off where we want it. So I'm just going to make it ever so slightly bigger. Because I did it in vectors, I can. Wahahaha. Now, duplicate. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Duplicate. All of the dragon. Okay. Now, let's see. I should be able to put one on each hip. How much of it actually stays visible is anyone's guess at this stage. We will deal with that issue as we get to it. So, next one. Come on. Too far, too far. Come on. Wait for the machine to catch up with me. It's gone way too far now. Yipes. You are already going off the canvas. Oi, I was way too enthusiastic there. It is off the canvas and my machine still hasn't caught up with me. There we go. Come back. Come on. Come back here. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Come on. Let's see how far this one goes now. There we are. Okay, let's start with these ones and then mesh transform. We want to have 2 vertical points. No, 2 horizontal. 3 horizontal, 4, 5. Yes, all our grids must be horizontal. Yes, okay. Okay. Now, in this side's case, what's going to happen is this is all going to get pulled that way. Because it wraps around the back. So, is it actually going to be visible? No. So that one goes away. This one, edit, transform, mesh transformation. We should now have the same number of grids, which is right. I'm going to align the top of that with the pocket there. I'm going to wrap that around like that. Then on the bottom here, I want that to go further that way. And now we get the rest to sort of follow the curvature. Does this look right yet? Not just yet. But that looks about right. That looks about right. Okay, that looks like it is curving and sitting on the fabric. Fantastic. Now we need to do the same with the rest. So, that one, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see it either, so that one can go away for now. And then here, we are going to do the same mesh transformation, transform, mesh transform. Okay. And that moves sideways. Something like that. And like that. Okay. That does the trick. Now we rasterize. No, undo. Do not want to rasterize yet. First, I want to add a little bit of curvature. Oh, I can't do that. Yeah. Unless edit, transform, mesh transform. Put that on 2. Cheated. Teeny, teeny, teeny little bit of curvature. Like that. There we go. That'll do the trick, that'll do the trick. Okay. Rasterize. Grab our silver color and fill. Okay. Grab our dark purple. Invert color, delete. There we go. Zany, hello, hello. How's it going? How's it, hello again? Yes, after the crash that happened. Crash asterisk. Machine just froze completely and I needed to do a hard reboot. Needless to say, the YouTube stream did not survive. Eek. There we are, there we are. There we go, there we go. There we are. It's going. Just got home from work and chilling now. Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. Why do I feel like I just made a mistake? I think I just did make a mistake. I don't actually want to draw attention to that seam. I don't actually want to draw attention to that seam. Okay, so now we're going to add another vector line. Okay, and now we press hard. And we press hard. Move. We delete first. Now we move, view. Okay. Let's do the same here quickly. Delete all of those. Delete every second one of those. Move. Up, up, up. Like that. All right, that looks more or less right. That looks more or less right. So now let's duplicate. And pull this across this side. And if I'm not wrong, it should be mostly fitting. Mostly. Okay. Okay, that works. Now we need to come back over here to the silver and just get rid of this mistake that I made with these dots because I don't actually want them. No, undo. I know. Okay. I just want to mute for a second, guys. 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. Just got a concerned question about why my YouTube stream was saying it was private. Regarding the crash that happened earlier this evening. I just quickly had to explain that so that no one would panic. Okie day, okie day, okie day. Let's go back here. And this one. Now, do I want to have those on the inside, or do I want to have them on the outside, or do I want to have them on a staggered pattern? Let's put them on the inside first and see how things respond. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mouse, I think. Nope, it's not going to let me, are you? One or the other. I used to be able to place with my tablet and then click with my mouse, and then it would do the thing at full strength. Now it doesn't. Okay. Good to know. I need to do so much panel beating with this machine to find out what its new idiosyncrasies are. Because with the OS shift up to 11, everything is a little bit questionable in terms of standard behaviors. Oh, but that's not the biggest thing that changed. So, my dad was digging around amongst his piles of things, as dads have, and he dug out an unused, what's this? It's not quite, it's like a 14-inch monitor that we weren't using. So now it is living on my desk, holding half of my stream interface, so I can actually have my reference that I'm working off of as far as what I should be drawing on the reference sheet. I can actually have that on my other screen now, so it's not taking up your guys' valuable viewer area. Because in the end, I'm not actually sure how much value you guys were getting out of seeing what I was labeling my layers as, or how many layers there were, or where my navigator sits. I was not sure that you guys were getting real value out of that. You wanted to see what's actually happening on the canvas as I see it, to my knowledge, or to my understanding. And so I decided to just crop the view down, simplify things, sort things out a little bit, and then stream crashed. Woo! Because this is in fact the first time I'm streaming since the OS update. So how does that look? How does that look? How does that look? It's decent. It's subtle. Now, if I were doing this for an actual dress build, I would also maybe consider adding a little lines of beading between here for a bit more extra texture. But artists who will have to draw this will cry if I do. Because it's just so much detail. Like if we were making this dress IRL, I would add extra beading detail to get the most out of that. Add a little bit more of a silver shimmer on the top layer here. With some very, very fine, maybe glass beads. So that it adds texture and shiny without necessarily adding color. It looks nice. I'm glad. Okay, we're on the right track then. Okay, let's keep this up. Now, under the ruled lines category of my decoration brushes, there is a brush that puts a perfectly round dot at a spaced interval. But I don't trust that I'm going to be able to control the spacing of that interval to be able to do that line in a way that I will be satisfied. So that's why we did it manually. That's why we did it manually. But it's fine. Okay, I've actually got another question for you guys. I've got another question for you guys because it's now bugging me and I'm not 100% sure. But when it comes to the lip sync with my model versus my audio, how bad is the delay or the disconnect? Because I am certain that there is one, but I have no idea what comes first and what needs to get delayed to get things to match up better. I'll probably spend some time tomorrow cleaning that up as well, because if I've got latency issues between my audio and the lip sync, sis. Not that I could perceive. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes me feel a bit better. Half a second delay, first your voice, then the model. Okay, let me write that down so that I can make an adjustment. 0.5 second approx. Delay model after voice. Okay, but it's super minor. Yeah, it's just something that I know annoys me, especially if I want to do a recording. Like, I noticed it when I did the short recording for Medusa's Masquerade. But if there is one, it's definitely your voice coming through first. Okay. Yeah, I noticed it when I was doing the recording for the Medusa's Masquerade duet cover short, and it's just like, oh, that annoys me. But I couldn't really, I didn't really have enough time to adjust my video in the editor to get things. Wait, you did a recording for that? Where can I find it? It's on my YouTube. It's on my YouTube. You can find it there. You can find it on my YouTube. It's also on my X page and also on my Blue Sky. You'll find it there in my media. Yeah, I did that. It is the total second musical thing I have ever done as a VTuber. The first was a duet with Evilite. I'm going to try and do a couple more of those duet challenges, try and get a bit more confidence. But my mom has been saying this for like a year and a bit, and I have been avoiding it because I don't even know where to begin, really. But I need to start working on learning how to actually use my middle to high register. Like, I'm not gonna try and become a soprano all of a sudden. Like, no. But the higher end of my middle register, I never touch with a barge pole. And, I think it's because I'm scared of sounding screechy. Like, when I speak, I prefer to speak low, and I know it's not something I do all the time. I like to speak low because I think it sounds better. And I think I sound better when I sing low too, but I need to, if I'm going to be doing anything musical going forward, I need to be comfy singing higher, because I can't sing everything in the tenor register. I can't sing everything in the tenor register. That would be kind of, huh? So I need to practice that and get good. I need to get good. Because it's like been more than a decade, really, of just generally not singing unless it was very much under my breath while packing the dishwasher. So I know my voice is actually degraded quite a bit in terms of that. I need to actively work on repairing the strength that I used to have in my vocal cords when I was younger. And that is exercise, and that means I need to use it. But that also means I need to pick songs that I can practice in the house during the day. But it also means that I need to practice in the house during the day when everyone is awake, but everyone works from home and everyone's on phone calls the whole time. So, because I work night shift. So like at the moment, it is like half an hour to midnight by me. And let me put it this way, neither my household nor my neighbors would be charmed with me if I was starting to belt at like 2 in the morning, trying to learn how to do my high notes again. No one would be happy with me. Everyone gets to hear your practice. Yeah, for better or for worse. Like, uh, like I'm still trying to learn some words to some songs. Which is difficult because it's in not English. And unfortunately, uh, I'm also out of practice memorizing things, so everything takes a little time to stick in the brain. But I think we are there in terms of our silver work. So that one merges down, dragon embroidery merges down. Okay. So then the next things that need to happen are the necklace pendant, the ring, the necklace pendant and the ring. Okay. That transfers down. So now all of those lines are on the same layer. Cool. Now we go over here. And she has a wedding band. Now let me just see. In my reference folder. What is aquamarine look like? What does aquamarine look like? Aquamarine stone. Okay, okay, so jewelry design is a whole nother kettle of fish. Oh, okay. So, let me think very, very carefully. Because this is going to be, let me hit the save button here. Let me pull this one from reference point down into sketch into this window. Because now we need to start looking at jewelry design. So, jewelry. Okay. First thing first, we need to include here a symmetry ruler. Okay. Just gonna hide all of those for a second. This is gonna be our ring. And this is gonna be our pendant. Okay, so let's just grab here. Where's our sketch brush? Okay, so all we got as far as information regarding the ring here is that it is silver with an aquamarine gem set in the center. Now, what we don't know is, are we dealing with... Actually, let's start with the profile vision. Let's start with the profile view of this ring. Harrier, the person who never wears actual jewelry, now currently busy doing exactly this. I have a ring that my parents got me for a special occasion as a celebration for something a couple of years ago. That is the only ring that I own. And I own a pair of silver studs and an ear cuff. Sound familiar? It should. That's what's on my reference sheet. Sure, in VTuber mode I've got a little loop on the one side as well, but IRL, that is legit everything I have as far as jewelry is concerned. The studs have nothing on them. The ear cuff is plain and nothing on it. Just a little roundish piece of stainless steel. So now the question is, are we going for a ring that has a flatter profile? Or are we going for one that stands proud of it? Or are we going for a large stone? Those are basically our three options, off of which I'm going to then need to figure out what my design is going to be. So let me just take my base. Duplicate, duplicate, undo. Why is duplicate and delete always right next to each other? I have never understood this. Would it be wholly impractical to put delete right at the bottom of the menu where you can't hit it by accident while looking for something else? Mm. That does not tell me that it's talking with her aesthetics. Hold up, file open. And please don't crash on me. That would be nice. That would be really, really nice. Okay, so open the reference. I'm just going to put this on the other screen. Okay, so shape language looks like a couple of natural wraps and square cuts. That's what looks like the aesthetic in question here. Mm-hmm. No. Now, what we want is a cutaway, I think. Mm, Cutaway is okay, except that is gonna hook on stuff. Also, that's tall. So maybe not a cutaway, but maybe some sort of engraving, maybe? That's something, maybe. Not my taste, but it's not me, so let's try the next one up. This is gonna be the one that has the old-fashioned wedding band profile, where it stands proud. I know nothing about ring design. I'm just putting this on record. I know absolutely nothing about ring design. I'm just kind of going with. I sort of saw a YouTube video of a guy making a ring once some months ago. Let's roll with that. Something-ish following the principles of, okay, there needs to be a place for the rock to sit in, and there needs to be a thing that actually holds the rock down. That's about all I know about ring design. The rest of it I'm winging completely, but on the fly. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. That might work, actually. That might actually work. Hold up, hold up. Where's my guild? Grab. Okay, that works-ish. Now, here. That works. Now I just want to grab that color. That works. That could work. That could work. That could work. Maybe. That could work. It looks actually designed. I love it. Okay, last option is going to be the flush option, which we need to look at. But first we need to hydrate. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverage, and let's take a sip. That's necessary. I can feel the throat is still upset with me. Ow. Lemon required. Honey lemon water. Warm honey lemon water. Required soon and very soon. Oh, thank you for the head pats. I don't think I've actually got those applied to my model at the moment. Oh, I know why. It's because. Hold up. Scroll down here. Connect account. I had not yet authorized with the new I'd not yet authorized with the new I'd not yet authorized the new app permissions. Whoopsie. Okay. So that wasn't gonna work. Now this one, because we've got a flatter profile, lends itself more to layering. This one that it lends itself more to layering. Now that I've got an idea for how these look in profile as well, now I'll actually be able to do a version where we see the top view of each of these so that we can choose an iteration or combine some ideas as well. Okay. Zany, thank you so much for the hydrate. Greatly appreciated. I shall do so immediately. Let me just get this shiny on here. Okay. So, we have been iterating some ideas for rings. Whew! One that is a slimline version, one that is the typical wedding band silhouette that has a nasty habit of hooking on things. And one that is more bulky. But let's just hydrate. So everyone, acquire your nearest safe for consumption beverages and take a sip. There we go. Mark is complete. And this larger and bulkier one, which is more signet style, I suppose. See them a lot for fashion rings, mostly. Some people like it for a wedding band. It depends on individual taste. all look amazing. That's why I'm leaning towards the top slim one, although the middle one is more as what she'd actually be wearing. Yeah, like, of these three, as a person in modern society, I'd probably go with the top one. But this one does speak very much for the era that you're trying to mimic, as far as I can tell with the rest of the wardrobe. The one thing I would say is that if we are considering how in her default outfit she does wear gloves, the slimline one is probably going to be more practical for her to wear under her gloves, considering that this is in fact a wedding band. Because otherwise she'd have to wear that over her glove, which means it would have to be significantly larger, or at least a size larger, so that it would go over the cloth, and that would fit very, very, very loosely under normal circumstances. So yeah, it's just a little consideration. So let us shift this sideways a smidge. And let's look at how this would look in practice. So we've got sort of an oval on our center. Here we'd have something like that. Almost there on this one. Okay. Like that works. Banger and bound. Yes. I'm always looking for new stuff to add to the playlist. But lately I've been on trying to grab VTuber music spree a little bit. Because essentially it's not all that different from indie music even. Which I'm always down to support the guys who are not necessarily gonna end up on radios, you know? Well, at least not in my part of the world anyway. Do you have any indie VTuber in there or just Hollow Niji? I am trying to find a couple of indies that I can add in there. It's just been slow finding that because the spree only started relatively recently, like and I say spree with an asterisk next to it. Like 2 months ago I started the hunt, but it's been like find a song once in a week or three type. It's not been active. Find all the people now type. So I started with the Hollow and Niji because it's easy and accessible and I know at least some of the names. Yeah. I could list a few indies. Alright, Krazik, if you could put it in the... I think there's a music recommendation channel in the Discord. I think there's a music share. Yeah, if you could put it in music share, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. We'll filter a couple and see what likes. Except for a couple of VTubers in Bishoja, just about all the VTubers I follow are indie. Oh, okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, especially on the musical side of things, I'd like to follow more indies, but it's just been slow finding them because you know how life goes. Spend all my time trying to do the thing myself, but I spend too little time actually enjoying what other people get out and make, you know? Something that I'm struggling with to actively work on, but it's not been going very well. To, you know, feed the creative beast with external stimulus has not been going very well. Mm, this is looking for something to soften it. This is looking for something to soften it. Aside from TV show members, I'm for indies. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm following a lot of corpos. I just don't actually get a chance to actually sit and watch any. Like, once in a blue moon, I actually get an opportunity to watch a VOD at ×2 speed. I do have a lot of other live songs saved to my playlist, so yeah. Yeah. I am working on building the courage to spend some time investigating Hololive a bit better, because I have only got like the most superficial Hololive exposure. I'm kind of a little sad about that. But yeah, I'm trying to get the balance between finding stuff, actually engaging with it, finding stuff I actually enjoy. Um, and actually getting a chance to engage with it, you know? It's a slow, ongoing process. Got one added to music share. Thank you. I will check these all out after stream. Because I'm always hunting for stuff, but I'm also a little bit picky. So. Not happy with that. Okay. Those are very, very, very different looking. Wow. Their songs are good and most of their talents seem genuinely fond of the company. The boys get so much unwarranted hate for no reason. That's ridiculous. Yeah, like, I think that's just got to do with the fact that it is an established, largely female agency, and the lads are a relatively new addition. And for some reason, people got territorial over that. Idol culture is crazy in that regard. In that regard, it's really crazy. Um, which I think is where Niji, at least culturally, is getting it better. Asterisk, because the cross pollination between the male and the female talents the whole time is not something anyone really raises an eyebrow at. So I don't know. Every company has its own culture of viewership. Um, and the kinds of things that folk get in trouble for is really weird. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, but we need to pick a ring. We need to pick a ring. Holofans scare me. It's because they're very, very, very similar to normal J-pop idol fans. Because that's the source, really. I think it's more because the lads and the ladies are separated too much. They're technically completely different groups, even if they are under the same company. They really collab, and they do the Hololive fans attack the boys. Yeah, it is entirely because the company segregates them so much. And that is what I mean when I say a cultural thing, is because it's a decision on how interactions go, started by basically head office and then adopted by the viewership. Disgusting? Yeah. It's less than ideal. I'm obviously not a fan of anyone who attacks anyone else for no reason. Petty reasons even less so. But I think that's why fandoms generally can be scary. If you enjoy something, it's best to enjoy it by yourself in isolation almost, rather than to open your eyes up to what the community is doing, because they're all inevitably going to put things on fire. think Hololive is just so much more ingrained in traditional idol culture compared to other groups that it frankly hurts their members. Yeah, it is very much in that sphere. And being as old as they are and as ingrained as they are is a good word that you use there. It is incredibly difficult for them to implement any sort of movements for cultural shifts. So they've kind of got to take what they've got and just make do with it. Traditional Japanese idol culture specifically. Yeah, well, idol culture in general is kind of crazy, but Japanese idol culture is a little bit extra insane. I can't speak for Korean idol culture or Chinese idol culture, which are the two other major idol culture competitors. But yeah, I don't know how those fandoms behave quite so much. In general, fandom equals drama of some nature or another. Someone is going to be upset about something sooner or later. But yes, we are here at the point where we need to pick a ring. We need to pick a ring. Hey. Grahasik likes the top and bottom ones. I don't know. The bottom one is something that someone would probably, I don't know. I imagine that being more of an index finger ring than a wedding band, actually. It's definitely more of a statement piece. As much as I love the top one, I have to take the middle one. Okay, it's fair. It's fair. Middle one it is. It is the one that speaks with you, therefore that is the one that goes. So, we take this. We select. Oi. Copy. She just won't wear it while working. Yeah, I suppose that's the sort of thing that while working would maybe, instead of being on the hand, would maybe be on a chain around the neck. Maybe. That would be... Those are the two usual ways that a wedding band is carried around. It's either on your finger or it's on a chain around your neck if you can't have it on your hands for any reason. Like if the size gets wrong, or and you haven't had an opportunity to change it, or if you need to wear gloves, or if you need to be heavy on your hands for whatever reason, people will often then wear it on the neck. Okay, so this we're going to put over here for the sake of the reference sheet. Or no, no. Actually, that is actually a decent place for it. That's how Zany is wearing his right now as well. Oh, okay, awesome. On the same wavelength. That's useful. Okay. So now we've got that. Now we draw it in neatly. Actually, I'm going to hide this and add another symmetry ruler, which is 4 lines. Although Zany is a widow at the time that his current design is. Oh my! I was not ready for that spoiler. Oh no! Oh my! I'm sad in advance. You know what? This is also not the correct symmetry ruler. Clear it. It needs to be 8. Aha! There we see it. There we see it. Now this is right. I shouldn't have gotten rid of the other one. Why? That was stupid of me. That was stupid of me, but oh well. Okay. Okay. That worked really well. Okay. So now we come here and we go 4 again. And if we're lucky, okay. Doot, 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 doot. There we go. Send that down. Cool. Hide you. Now, you. You we need to scale appropriately. Transform. Nope, I'm going to transform to get the heads to be the same scale. And then I will get the body to match. Okay. I'll get the body size to match. For now, select, reselect. Okay, and grab that, reselect. Let's just move it a little bit further that way, just for safety. Symmetry ruler, let's pop you down there. And now we ink. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of refinement here. Because what I had did not actually make sense in one key way, and that was that I had what looked like the rim of a piece of wire where one would not be in. Just getting the proportions right between these two, because otherwise it's going to look weird if someone ever tries to draw this and they see, the proportions don't match. Although now I'm considering whether I shouldn't have used the side profile as the base for our proportions. Yeah, I should have used the side profile as the proportion guideline. Okay. Yeah, this entire section actually needs to get chucked because it's wrong. It's just wrong. Okay, now we take this. Those two we take and put over here. Okay. work? Okay, that works. Okay. Okay. Got that one. Now, take two. Undo. This is working so far. That's better. Whew. Okay. Time to change posture. Definitely time to change posture. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. There we go. Right. Solve that problem. Now, that worked scarily well. Okay, was not prepared for that. I'll take it though. And of course the follow-up is tragic. Ow, ow. Mm, mm. I just split my lip again. Ain't all. Ain't all. Ow. Hydrate time. Hydrate time. Everyone, grab your nearest safe consumption beverage and take a sip. I was not ready for that. Ow. Mm. 2 days halfway across the continent, and immediately I'm in an absolute state of disrepair. Ugh. Ow. Whew. Okay, now upright. What's the time? Okay. Okay, there we go. So now those two can go away. And over here we can just clean up our coloring because it's mostly right already. Okay, that looks right. That looks right. Okay, then on the side. Okay, then on this side, like this. Okay, there we go. Ring on the reference sheet, done, sorted. How did my typing language switch itself to Japanese? There we go. Wild. Let me just put that over there for now, where it's out of the way and safe. Right, what's the time? We are just about like 15 minutes shy of 4 hours into stream. Okay, let me just check what the world is saying. Just need to make sure that I'm not dropping any balls. Refresh. Ah, okay. 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 I'm starting to feel my focus slip, so I think I'm going to call it on this one here for today, because I don't want to have my focus slip and then mess something up. I'm probably still going to be awake for another few hours, but I'm probably going to task switch onto something else. Try not to work on... No, actually, I should call it early, because I have offline work that I need to do during daylight hours tomorrow, because tomorrow is Friday. Which means I'm awake during daytime hours again. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. So, let us talk for a bit about a little bit of logistics. Let me just close that and minimize this so that I can see what's going on over here. Right, so to talk a little bit of logistics about the week and streams going forward. Like you guys know, I was absent for the earlier part of the week. I had some IRL stuff that I had to do halfway across the country in a very dry area that left my throat in tatters. I'm not going to talk about what I was doing or why I was doing it. What I will say is that it is not a regular occurrence by any means, and someone else paid for it, for which I am grateful. Because I would not have been able to afford that trip if it were coming out of my own pocket. That being said, it means that I did not get a chance to stream much this week, but what it did give me a chance to do a little bit was think. And I had been looking at the stats over the last couple of weeks, since implementing the biphasal sleep cycle. And what I discovered was that Friday streams were not getting any viewership, like across the board. Not on Twitch, not on YouTube, nothing. And I think that it is a better allocation of my time to save that day then to handle any IRL problems or things that need happening logistically. Like what I need to work on tomorrow. And then rather stream on Tuesdays. So I did mention that in my schedule, but that is going to be the vibe. We're going to have Monday through Thursday, we're going to have basically daily streams. All starting at the same time, with the exception of Thursdays probably all ending at the same time too, which is somewhere between the hours of midnight and 1 o'clock UTC on the following day. So that is going to be the vibe. How that is going to pan out, we'll see. We'll see what that does. Like from a creative side of things, we'll see what that does for viewership. I'm trying to figure out a few things for myself, in terms of how we do things. I find that we're going to need to probably experiment a little bit between things to see, okay, what's going to be regular content, what's going to be irregular content. Because I don't necessarily want to pick some things up and then it becomes a drag, you know? That I'm doing just because I have to. So we're going to try and keep some things going. And I am going to see if I can work some interesting stuff in along the way. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But that is all for me. I am feeling my throat. My lips just split, and I am desperately in need of more hydration. So I'm going to go top up my water bottle, have a cup of warm lemon honey water, and then take it from there. And then take it from there. I've actually still got audio editing that I need to do. Maybe if I'm finished with my IRL work early, I can allocate some time to that. Because I've got to do some prep work for Saturday. Because Saturday morning I've got a thing that I need to attend. And that's going to be a wild day. Hopefully I'll see a lot of smiles on what happens that day. So basically there have been some challenges in local community, basically, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But the good news is that my local parkrun, which I have not actually been able to participate in for several months, is going to be operational again. So instead of just volunteering to marshal it, I'll actually be able to walk it again, starting probably next week. Will that be the first one? Yes. That I'll be able to walk again? Yes, it will be. Yes. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's gonna be great because the inertia has been hitting me hard. I've started doing like wall push-ups and wall pull-ups now to just try and get some movement back in my upper body. But just like what I mentioned earlier with the voice thing and the not singing enough in the high registers, I have been suffering from inertia that has been really, really bad. So I am in 2025 trying to break some serious inertia issues that I am fighting with, because atrophy is scary. Like scary. Like you don't realize just how much you can't move anymore and just how inflexible you are until you have been inert, and things that used to be easy are now yipes. And that coming from someone who has still got splitting telomeres, that says much. That is scary. That is not the vibe. So one needs to improve mobility, and that is something that I'm working on this year quite significantly. I'm not a gym person. I don't get out of the house because transport issues and security issues, meaning that you can't walk anywhere. But what I can do at home for improved mobility, I need to. So yeah, that is the vibe. But yeah, we'll try and do a couple of cool projects. I am still trying to just finish this one drawing of myself that I need to do for this one group project that everyone has now been waiting on me, and I think they've all kind of half forgotten about it because the me picturing for that group project is just taking a small eternity. Because I pick it up and I do like 5 strokes on it, and then it just feels bleh, you know. So I've got to really put shoulder to the grindstone on that one and just finish it. So that we can get that project off our desks and out of the back of our minds. But yeah, that's the thing, and I want to do more cool stuff. And I just want to actually get the ball rolling. The pre-made VTuber is taking a while. I have started. I wasn't going to. but I started working on the customizable animal ears for that guy. So that if anyone wants to be a fennec fox, they can be a fennec fox, or if they want to be a cat, they can be a cat, or if they want to be a caracal or a tiger or what lynx or whatever, the same set of triangular ears will be adaptable for all of those different kinds of cats and foxes and wolves. Same set of triangular ears will be adaptable for all of that, and editable, and angles changing, and position on head changing, and size changing, and the angle of the ear floof will be able to change. So it is very, very, very versatile. It just took all of yesterday to build, and I'm not done yet. And I've still got to go through all of my art meshes for one last. I still need to do shoes. I still need to do shoes. Still got to go through all of my art meshes, make sure that there's no gaps where there should not be gaps, make sure everything is shaded that needs to be shaded, make sure that everything is white that needs to be white, make sure all of the line art is the right color so that it can go adaptable if you, for some obscure reason, want to make your character blue. So yes, I've got a lot to do. And it's taking a little bit of time. I am rigging simultaneously as I'm busy going through this, so that if I see problems in the rig art, that I can adapt the artwork accordingly, which is helping a bit. I found a couple of problems in the art in the rig that I've now got a couple of notes to correct. But basically what's going to happen right at the end of the process is I'm going to take the entire model art file and basically re-import it and replace every single art mesh in the VTuber model with the latest version, up to date, everything is fixed art layers so that nothing can possibly be broken and nothing can possibly be the wrong color, and then we will proceed with final testing. So that's still a ways off. I'm going to try and see if I can get the art layers all done by the end of next week, because I desperately want to get that guy up on the shop already. And then once I've got him off of my desk, maybe then I can focus on trying to record the last bits of Foley and such that I need for the voice pack, which has been sitting in my work in progress folders for a small eternity. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. We'll see if by the time that that happens, if we have a voice drama category on BJ. We'll see. We'll see. I did ask for one on the beta forum thing. Yeah. So that's the goals. And yeah, that's the vibe. That's where I'm at. And with that, we are at the 5 minutes to 4 hour marker. Wow, that sounded so American. Wow. Yipes. Bleh. I really need to work on not overpronouncing my R's. Blah. You really do end up sounding like what you hear the most of, and that's slightly terrifying. So, woohoo! Managing one's accent is definitely an interesting thing to do. That's for sure. Like, if you have, like me, like 15 accents all wrapped up into one chaotic bundle, trying to maintain your average accent is like, wow. Especially when your basic in the middle nowhere accent is sort of already leaning which way, all of that, depending on which word you're saying. So yeah, it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. Am I procrastinating for this song? Absolutely. I enjoy it, okay. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Rest well when you get to it. And I will, oh, yeah. After I have gotten this guy, our pre-made in our vegan store, and finally finished the voice pack. I am going to try and get a replacement for this thing, the end screen, because it's still on short area version and it's not right. And yeah, it was done in like a half an hour because I desperately needed something, but I've never liked it really, so I've got to do something about that. That's on the game plan for later. I need to find ideas. All right, everyone. Good night. Rest well when you get there. Bleh. It's definitely bedtime. Good night.